Hey, welcome to Color Street Life with Donya's Divine Designs. So, as you can probably tell from my last video, I was having some technical difficulties. So, hopefully I've gotten them all ironed out now, and my videos will be good from here out. At least I hope so. So, tonight I am going to do a new mani for you. I am actually going to do another fall kind of mani, but I want it to have a little bit of my Halloween flair. As you all know, I love Halloween, and it's just a fun time of the year. It makes you feel like a kid again. Loved spending my time working in a local haunt here for about 4 years, doing haunt makeup and working in the haunt business, and it was so much fun, y'all. I can't even begin to tell you what that was like for me. It was a huge stress relief. It was just a lot of fun. I enjoy scaring people. Maybe there's something wrong with me, but it's just something that I love to do. So I'm just all about Halloween. It's just one of the fun times of the year, and I just really get into it. So I'm going to do a little bit of a Halloween themed fall mani, and what I'm going to do is kind of try to recreate the candy corn look. So always such a fun thing with your oranges, and I'm going to throw some brown in there and the white, and of course the glitter, because I am a glitter girl. So we're going to dive right in and kind of get started on this mani. I'm going to show you a few new tips and tricks this evening, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Okay, so we're going to dive into doing the mani. I wanted to show you the sets that I'm going to use tonight. So one of my base sets is, of course, going to be the white. This is called Swiss and Tail, and it's just a basic white color. There's really no pearl, no glitter, no anything to it. It's just basic white. So we'll be using this to help create that candy corn look. Then for the brown tonight, because I do love my glitters, I'm going to use Sahara Jewel. Now I had this in my last mani, so both the Swiss and Tail and the Sahara Jewel are leftovers that I have had from previous manis, and I just wanted to try to use up some of my already open stock. The last set that I'm going to use is a set that I have just opened, and it is a gorgeous set. I really debated on opening this simply because this one is very popular, so it's hard to come by, but I just thought it was perfect for candy corn, and that is Sunset Boulevard. Hopefully you can see how pretty this set is. To me, that is just really gorgeous. It's a beautiful color. I love the sparkle. It just has everything that I'm looking for, and I really thought that the colors were great for the candy corn look. So that's why I chose to open these tonight and show them to you in a new mani. So we're going to go ahead and get started on this one. Okay, so I have already prepared my nails for the application of the manicure. Don't forget, ladies, preparation is so very, very important. Make sure that you have clipped or filed length off if that's what you want to do, that you have completely shaped your nails the way that you want them shaped before you apply your manicure. Also, make sure that you have gently buffed the shiny off of the tops of your nails. Again, You can do that with your nail file. Again, just, lightly buffing off the tops. You just want to get rid of the shiny that's on top of your nail. And the last thing that you want to do before you apply your strips is to definitely use one of the prep pads. And that's this right here. Make sure you use the prep pad and just wipe all of your nails off to remove any and all leftover oils that might be on your nails before you get started. This all affects the stayability, the lastability of your nail strips. And again, I always want to make sure that I am promoting getting these to last as long as possible, simply because that is a money saver for you. That is an advantage for you. So I want to make sure that I help everyone to take full advantage and get the most wear as possible out of their strips. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I kind of have an idea in my mind what I want these to look like. Again, I'm kind of trying to simulate a candy corn appearance. Not that I want them to look just like candy corn, but I want them to have the appearance when people look at them, it makes them think of candy corn when they see them. So I'm just going to start, of course, we always start with the pinky finger first. And I'm just going to do a solid Sunset Boulevard on the pinky finger. So make sure you peel that top clear backing off. That's what protects your nail strips while they're in the packages. Get rid of that piece. And then you want to peel from the silver tab down. And then you just want to lay it in the best possible position for your nail. And it's wanting to stick to me instead of the fingernail tonight. I want to see if I've got it on there in the right positioning for my... Yep, I think so. And I'm just going to smooth all of that down and use my little tool. Again, ladies, if you don't have one of these little tools, if you order directly from me from one of my flash sales, or you get a gift in the mail, you win a set, something like that, I try to include one of these little cuticle pushers. If you don't have one, ask me for one. I would be happy to send you one in the mail. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to pull this just a touch. I want to get a nice smooth end. I want to tuck that nail. And I'm just going to use my fingernail to tear off the excess from that application. Now, for the most part, this nail is perfect. I don't need to do a whole lot with it. I see a little bit right along this edge that I'm just going to remove like that. I had someone ask me in a Facebook group today in one of my parties what to do because she has small nail beds and she's afraid that her nails are not going to fit. These nails can be customized to fit your nail. All you have to do is remove any excess. That's all there is to it. So ladies, don't be fearful that you have small nails because they will work. You make them work. They will fit any way. You can turn these things sideways if I wanted it to lay on my nail that way. If I wanted some little bit of a diagonal to it, I can do that. These nails are intended to be customizable. Yes, there are sizes that make it a little bit easier to fit your nails, but again, these are completely customizable to fit you regardless. So I don't want you to be afraid of ordering nail sets because you're afraid that they're not going to fit appropriately. They will fit. You just have to work with them a little bit. And once you do them the first few times, you're going to figure out exactly which nails fit where they fit and how best to work them for your own nails. So I am using that excess piece that I took from over there, moving it and putting it on this little finger. And I just want to make sure I've got a good placement for this. I think that that's good. Yep, that's great. We're just going to lay this on down. I'm going to have a little bit to clean up along this side. You can see. No big deal. Because again, I just run my finger along it and rake it away. So I'm going to pull this just a touch, tuck it, and again on this side, pull it just a little bit and tuck it, and then pinch off this excess. I mean, this is about as easy peasy as you can get, ladies. I mean, after all the years that I've been doing nails, and even as my time as a licensed nail tech, I just have found this is so much easier and more effective. And you can see that I pretty much already have 2 nails laid. I don't have to worry, no dry time, no nothing. I'm touching these, no problem. They're good to go. I mean, I can go in there and go to the bathroom right now and not have any problems. You know, I could go into the kitchen and do things in my kitchen if I needed to, no problems. And again, after I get the nail in place, I like to just kind of make sure that I'm going around those edges, laying anything nice and flat and smoothing it out so that I get a really good finish on that nail. And as you can see, we already have 2 nails in place, easy peasy. And we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so I want to create an accent nail for my ring finger. And that's just the finger that I really like to do the accent nails on. And so I want it to look a little bit different than every other nail on my hand. So I want to create a candy corn. I'm kind of going for this, I guess, diagonal look versus a straight up and down look. I kind of want to get my diagonal demarcation lines on this, and I want to bring in the brown on this nail. So I'm going to start with my Sahara Jewel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this nail strip so that I have what I'm looking for, and I'm thinking somewhere along in here, and I'm just going to use a good pair of crafting scissors to make this cut with. And as you can see, I've cut that away. I left everything on to start with when I cut. And I'm going to peel that off. Now I'm going to use this piece to create the next piece for my Sunset Boulevard. Okay, this one's going to work for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to create the line for this so that my lines are the same. I'm just going to flip both pieces over like this, butt them up against one another, and create that line so that I know where I'm going with my Sunset Boulevard. And I'm just going to trace that across there like this, so. And I'm going to flip this nail over. I want to go ahead and peel that clear top coat off because I will save the extra piece from this nail to see if I can use it in another area. And I want to make sure that I've gotten rid of that clear coat. They're hard to get off after you get them on there. I can do it, but it takes me a minute. So I like to go ahead and make sure that I have that clear strip off of there. Now I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to cut the demarcation line that I drew. Just like that. That means that these are going to fit up next to each other very nicely, as you can see. And then I want to decide how much of a piece I want to go in between. So I'm just going to leave, it's going to come across here about like that. I'm going to leave probably about this much of this strip. and just cut it with the same angle so that they're going to fit against each other like this. And then I'm going to pull out my little white because, you know, the white is what's going to finish this nail out for us at the tip. And I'm going to pull one. It really doesn't matter how it fits the nail because it's only going to be, I don't even think that that's going to come completely across the tip of the nail. I'm just going to go ahead and flip it over and give myself a couple of little demarcation lines so that I can cut the nail piece in the same angle. I'll lay those up there side by side like that and just draw me some lines. Or draw a line and go ahead and cut this to have the clear off of it. Make sure, again, that you're taking that clear top off just because it is a pain to get it off after you've already done them. So now I'm just going to flip it over and give it a cut. And I'm going to lay it up against each other and make sure everything looks like it's buttoned up together. And then we're just going to go from there. So now I have my little top piece cut. So we have our Sahara, our sunset, and then we're going to have our little white top. So that's what it's going to look like when it all gets put together. And again, just kind of referencing the candy corn. So we're going to see what this looks like. We're going to get it on there and take a look at it. Let's get rid of the little tab. Move that off to the side. Then we're just going to work this little piece on here. And yes, ladies, sometimes the smaller pieces are a little more difficult. You have to kind of play around with them. I think, though, nope. Need a little bit more on this side. See where that lays. Okay, so now I have that piece laid down. You'll see I have a little bit of cleanup I'm going to have to do. No big deal. No big deal at all. Now we're going to get this Sunset Boulevard piece peeled. Now you can also, ladies, layer these. If you're not comfortable cutting all these cuts, you can actually, you could lay the white on first as it was. And then add all of your colors as layers. Some people choose to do it that way. This is just the way that I like cutting them. And so now you can see I have a little cleanup to do here. And I'm going to have a little bit of cleanup to do over here. Get them apart here. So I've peeled it apart. And now I'm going to do the little white, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that nice and tight across there. Well, I say I'm going to, and I'm just going to go ahead and get over away, tuck this in over here, and peel that away. And that way I have that to use on the other side. Alright, so as you can see, I've got some cleanup that I'm going to have to do. I want to make sure that I go in here and make sure that these sides are laid really nice and tight, that I've got a good tuck, push under, make sure those ends are good, because we're doing this little layered kind of thing. I like to double make sure that everything is good. Then I'm just going to go back in, of course, with the tip end of my little tool here and just create those peel away areas, and then just peel that excess right off of there. And I'm going to do the same over here. Again, making sure that I get a good tuck on the corner of that nail. And if I've got any cleanup to do at the end of this, I will go back and do that. And now I'm just going to run my tool again right along the sides here. Y'all, I try not to cut too far into the actual nail piece on these, because again, as these cure and they dry, they're going to draw up some, and I don't want them to draw up too far away from the edge of my nail bed. So I cut these on top of my skin and then just get rid of the excess, and then give it some cure time to see where everything lays itself out at the end. So there you have it. So we're just going to go right on and move on to my middle finger. And on this one, I do believe that I'm going to be showing you ladies how to use our 5/8 inch hole punch so that you can see the application uses for this 5/8 hole punch. Okay, so I have now laid pinky and ring on this finger, and see, I did manage to get more orange in this one, ladies. I just used my leftover pieces to create these. And then, of course, these two nails that I've shown you that I've done, the pinky and the ring on this one. Again, this one's got a little more of the yellow versus the orange, but it's okay. I think they still look great together. I think it'll still come out to be a really cute set. So now we're going to move right along to the middle fingers. It is going to be this finger that I'm going to show you some techniques with the 5/8 inch hole punch. Ladies, I got this little 5/8 hole punch on Amazon. I want to say I paid $4 and some change for this little hole punch. I've used it multiple times. It's a great little tool for our Color Street sets. They also make some other little hole punches that have designs in them. They're crafting punches. They're basically for like your memory books and things like that. But these work awesome with your Color Street strips. So if you're looking to make some little designs, hearts, stars, all kinds of little things, they sell these on Amazon as well in sets for crafting. You can also buy individual ones and they're also available on Amazon. You can also get these at places like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Sometimes you can pick some of them up in Walmart, especially like in the section for parties and things like that, because you can make confetti out of these. So look for these. They're enjoyable. You just have to learn how to work with them. They're pretty straightforward and easy to use. So we're going to move right along and get on to the next nail. We're going to be making some cuts with this little 5/8 inch hole punch, and I will show you how to do that shortly. So what I want to do on this nail is I want to do almost like the moon shapes, reverse moon shapes going up the nail in the different colors, ending in the white at the top. And so I'm going to create that look with the 5/8 inch hole punch. So I'm going to go ahead again and I'm going to peel the clear layer off of my strip. Don't leave those on there. I mean, you can get them on. You can get them off once you get them on the nail. You can take a piece of Scotch tape, lay over the top of your nail and pull it, and it will peel off that clear. But it is just a little more aggravating, and sometimes you may damage the strip underneath. So go ahead and peel that clear plastic off of there. Now I'm going to take my 5/8 hole punch, because what I want to do with this is I want to create a moon down here. Now I want to give enough of a moon that I get both the beautiful orange and the gold, so that I have my orange at the bottom, gold in the middle, and then we'll put our white on the top, which is reminiscent of our candy corn. I'm going to lay the nail on here like this. I want to make sure that I get enough of the yellow in the gold in there, so that I am getting the right layer look. So I'm just putting it in there, and you can kind of see where my colors are laying and where that demarcation line is going to be. I'm still a little concerned, but we'll see once I get it cut that I've got enough of the gold. Just want to kind of make sure that I have it nice and straight, and then I'm just going to punch it out. And so you'll see that I have the little moon that I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and peel the strip, pull the tab off, and then I'm going to see where I want to lay this, because I want to make sure that I get a good layered effect. I may have to go further back with this strip to give me what I'm looking for. And what I'm going to need to go ahead and lay my white strip and then lay this on top. I think this will work better than trying to cut the colors to be matching with the cutout, the punch out like that. Sometimes that can be a little bit hard to get everything to line up. So I'm just going to do kind of a layered nail on this one. Peel all those little barbs off. I'm going to lay this one down. I think I have it too far back. Oh, that was crooked. Now you can see that I've worked with a nail that is bigger than my actual nail. So I am going to have a little bit of cleanup to do. And this is what you're going to do if you're one of those people that have smaller nail beds. It's no big deal, because you can wear Color Street just like everybody else. You just have to size your nail to fit your, or size your nail strip to fit your finger. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. This one pretty much met the bill, except for right along this edge right here. And I'm just going to, again, use my thumb and run up the side and then peel off that excess. So for those of you ladies who have smaller nail beds, you can see that you can accurately use Color Street also. You just get rid of that a little bit of extra along the sides. And it works just fine. And then I'm just going to, make sure that all of my edges are laid down really good. Go along with my little rubber tip tool. Make sure that those are all nice and laid. And then I'm going to take this cute little piece that I cut, and I'm just going to go right in over the top. And like I said, I want to make sure that I'm getting I definitely want the white peekabooing out here, but I want to make sure that I have plenty of that candy corn color. showing up on that nail. Look how cute that is. I wasn't sure, but now I am, that this was a cute little idea here for our candy corns. And then I'm just going to get rid of these extra little pieces along the edge. And of course I have a little bit of cleanup to do here. And we're just going to rid ourselves of this little bit of extra right along that side. And then along down the back. And along this side. Peel all that away. And then I'm going to back here use the little tool. I have a tendency sometimes to take off too much back here. And then when it dries and cures, I have nail exposure, and I don't want nail exposure. So I'm just going to be very gently removing a little bit of this excess that I know is going to have to come off. And then what will happen later is I will kind of let them cure before I completely clean that back edge up, just so that they have time in the event that they draw up a little bit. It won't be such a big deal. And I want to show you this because this is just cute as pie. So there we have our middle finger. So now we have this one laid. I want to move over to the pointer finger. I'm going to incorporate the brown in this one just because I really love this. I'm a fan of the Sahara Jewel. This is probably one of my favorite colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, and I'm going to do this same layered effect, but instead of putting the white at the tip, I'm just going to have the gold and the orange at the tip with the brown. So I am trying to decide. I'm just going to go ahead and lay a solid brown on, just like I did with this white. I'm going to give it a brown base. So we're just going to go ahead and apply this strip just as it is. And of course I work generally better if I work from the middle of the nail up, laying these down. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay this, tuck the edge, lay this, tuck that edge. If you can see what I'm doing here. Make sure I get a good stretch on that end. And go ahead and now that I have both of those laid with the Sahara Jewel, which I don't know if you can see that, but I mean that color. There is just something gorgeous about the Sahara Jewel. I think that this is probably one of my favorite colors in the Color Street line. It's just, I like browns, and this is just a gorgeous brown. So now that I have that on there, I'm going to use this, I think. I'm going to use this little extra piece that I have right here. And I'm going to go right in here. And I'm going to place this in. Why waste when I have these little pieces that work? It would be the same as cutting a new one. And why do that when I have one that's got a perfect shape to it and works and will line up and match? So I'm just going to take this one and go right. Make sure I get the lines I'm looking for. And I'm just going to go right in there and lay that in and do the same that I do with any other nail. I'm going to tuck that and work that with my finger. Tuck that and work that with my finger to rid myself of all that excess. And just pull that excess away like that. Clean up that little bit of edge. And as you can see, I have another candy corn. These are going to be so cute. They're going to be so cute. I'm thrilled. Okay, so now we're going to do this last nail. And basically, I'm going to do on the thumb the same thing that I did here on my first finger. Like I said, I guess I kind of have two accent nails with the white on them. But I want the pointer finger and my thumb to look the same. So I'm going to go in with my big fat strip because I have a big fat thumb. And we're going to lay that down first, just like we did on the last one. The only difference is on this one, I'm going to have to cut, or I'm going to have to, layer the next piece on. So I'm going to take and peel. Ladies, don't be afraid to cut your strips. Don't be afraid to play with them. Do things with them, because you're never going to know until you just get in there and do. And we're just going to lay this down really pretty. And again, we're going to use the tuck method. I'm just going to tuck that. Get this corner tucked. And then just right along the edge and pop off the extra, because I'm hoping that I'm going to have enough of this. And we're going to see. I don't know. My thumbs are so big, even with the nails trimmed back, that sometimes that just does not leave me enough to do. But because of the fact that I am going to put another layer up there, it's not going to matter that I have some nail showing on this one. So I am going to go ahead and do this. And you're going to get to see the finished product at the end, so that you'll see that I'm not lying. You just do this. I sit down every single time that I'm going to do a set of nails and I go, okay, what am I doing this time? Well, generally my decisions start out with, what color do I want to wear? And the design comes as I'm going along. I mean, really, in all honesty, this design, albeit I had in my mind that I wanted to make my nails look like candy corn, I did not have exactly a pattern as to how it was going to look when I was finished. Wasn't exactly sure how the layering would go, or where that layering would be, or how it would be. I just sit down, pull out the colors that I want, and I get my inspiration from things I see online, from other nail people that do their nails, and not just Color Street, but some of these girls that are posting where they're doing their acrylics and things like that. I go, I wonder how I can do that in Color Street. Can I do that in Color Street? And I am finding that pretty much if I can see it, I can do it. And so can you. You can learn how to do this just as well as I do. And I don't want you to be intimidated by the things that I do. And I don't want you to look at it and go, you know what, my nails are never going to be that pretty. I'm just not going to do this because, Donya has been doing nails. She knows what she's doing. No, I did not know what I was doing with Color Street. I did have some idea and some probably a little more experience working with nails in general, But I had no clue what I was doing with Color Street, and it did take me some time to be able to perfect the way that I put them on. So I don't want you to be intimidated. I just want you to see the versatility of the nail strips and see that you are not limited by ability. There is no limitation on your imagination with Color Street. So I have now laid this thumbnail down, and like I said, I'll finish these over here and then I'll come back and show you my complete set, but I want you to see the last one in process. So I have laid the Sahara Jewel down, and now I'm going to go back in with the Sunset Boulevard to give it the complete look. And I'm just going to peel away the clear strip. If you will remember, on the pointer finger, I did not actually use a strip. I used a piece of something that I had left over. And of course, it came out just fine. But on this one, I'm having to use a full strip because I didn't have any more pieces left from any of the other stuff. So, I'm now going to take, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did over here, and I'm just going to lay that on. I just want to make sure that I'm getting enough of both of the different colors in there so that I get that candy corn striped appearance and everything is looking good. And then I'm just going to tuck and peel this strip like I do every other one. Tuck and peel that away. And of course you see that I have all of this excess left over, so naturally I'm going to take it and I'm going to bring it over here. And I'm going to find a good placement for it on this thumb. Is that about, nope, I need to bring this back just a touch. Well, I think I've done it again. I didn't leave enough brown that time. Well, and you see how versatile this is, ladies, and how easy it is to just peel them up, go at it again. And I think I've got about the same on each now. So I'm just going to do the tuck and peel, or tuck and remove all that little bit of excess. And now we have matching thumbs. And I will go back in and do all a little bit of cleanup. Finish off this set for you so that you can see both hands completed. But as it stands right now, we have all 5 nails on one hand complete. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so we have completed this fall candy corn mani. I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can get that light around here a little bit. Ooh, that was a little too much. So, like I said, we have completed the candy corn fall mani. I think it turned out really, really cute. I went ahead and completed this hand also, so that you can see that completed. And so they look just alike. Well, there's a little bit of difference from one to the other, but it's okay. It still has very much the candy corn appearance that I was going for, so that when people look at my nails, they go, ooh, candy corn. And I do believe that we caught that essence. So, ladies, I appreciate you joining me for this mani. I hope that you got something and gained something from it. I did want to say before I'm complete that I did go ahead and put a top layer, a top coat on these. When you do the layering effect this way with the different colors, what happens is you get these little demarcations where the transitions occur, and sometimes they can get little burrs or ridges on them that will catch on things, and like especially your sweaters and things like that, your blankets, and it can be a little bit aggravating. It feels a little weird. So if you put a nice top coat on that, these will not do that for you. Of course, I do use, when I am not using Clear as Day by Color Street, the Clear as Day or the clear strips that you can put on top of any of your nail art to, take away from that feeling. But also I use OPI, the clear. This is the Plumping Formula Clear. And I like that because it gives it a nice thick feeling. Makes it look and feel like I'm wearing gel nails. So they're nice and smooth. It plumps it up around those demarcations for the art, and makes them feel and look like they are gel nails. So that's the reason that I choose to use the OPI. You can use whatever clear nail polish that you would like to use, or the Clear as Day strips. The reason that I don't use the Clear as Day, or didn't use the Clear as Day strips on these, is because Clear as Day is very, very popular, and even us stylists have a hard time getting our hands on it sometimes. And then even when we do, we have clients who are asking for it. So I would much rather provide it to my clients than use it on my own fingers. So I use the OPI most of the time. But it just kind of gives it a complete look, gives it a nice shiny coat, and protects those designs on your fingers. Now, also the OPI makes a matte finish that you can use on top of your manicures. I generally do not use the matte finish. I'm not really a big fan. I think that it will probably be fine for some looks, and I probably will use it at some point. But I'm a shiny girl, I'm a glitter girl, and I don't want to take away from the shiny and the glitter when I do mine. So that is a personal choice, but they do have a matte finish that you can use also. So like I said, ladies, I appreciate you joining me this evening. If you have not already, please, please, please subscribe to and like my page. I would love to see the numbers go up for me. I want people seeing my videos. I want to be out there. So if you will, make sure that you like and subscribe to my page, and that way you also get messages when I put up new videos. And I'm going to try to put those up on a regular basis. I want you to see what I'm doing, and I want you to see all of the new things and the innovative things that I come across, and I want to try, and I want to show you how to do. So like I said, like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. If you have comments or questions, please leave comments for me. If you have some ideas about some things that you would like to see, comment. I would love to hear your ideas. Thank you. Thank you again. And have a wonderful Color Street night.